welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a personal update. So the update is I decided to call off my wedding. If you guys have been watching the channel for a while now, you know that I was engaged and Joel and I made the difficult decision this year to call off our wedding. We just realized that the time wasn't right for us. But that being said, we met so many amazing people and businesses in Buffalo through the process of planning our wedding, and I wanted to take some time to introduce you to them. So a few weeks ago, I got to introduce you to Katie Ambrose, who's my go-to glam lady. Thank you, Katie, for the face. And so I got to introduce you to Katie, and I also want to introduce you to Alyson and Nick. Alyson and Nick are the owners of Rust Belt Love. They're letterpress, design, wedding invitations, cards, you name it, they do it. And so I wanted to introduce you to Alyson and Nick because Rust Belt Love recently underwent a rebrand. They're working on so much stuff, and they are just amazing people. So let's head over to Rust Belt Love. Hey guys, I am here with Alyson and Nick, and they're the owners of Rust Belt Love. So I wanted to introduce you guys to them and really get you guys to tell me a little bit about your story. I feel like I don't even know how you guys and why you guys got started. So tell me a little bit about the story, why you got started, and I know you guys recently did a rebrand, so I want to talk about that a little bit. You guys have a lot going on.
A lot going on.
So we got into invitation and event design like basically every other designer in the world. We started designing the invitations for our friends and family and eventually our own. And I say we in like the royal we, like I do all the design, like Nick does the printing, but people are always like we, and I'm like, no.
Sort
me, habit, I do that. I went to school in New York. I went to art school for illustration and graphic design, and then like everyone else, moved back to Buffalo eventually. Worked in agencies for a while, started, like I said, doing invitations for people, and decided I wanted to do that sort of like a side hustle.
Cool.
Started the business with my sister, with both of us sort of doing this, on the side. And then when I had my daughter, I decided to take it full-time. She went back to teaching full-time, so that's when Nick came on part-time. And at the time, we were renovating a 100-year-old house in the Elmwood Village, and we realized that if you could renovate a house together without killing each other, you can do pretty much anything.
Truth.
And I was like, we could do this full-time together.
Totally.
So when our son was born, we both decided to go full-time with this. We opened our brick and mortar store here on Main Street, and the rest is history. Here we are.
That's so awesome. What would you say is like your specialty? People come to you for obviously, invitations, wedding stuff, but it's not just that. You guys have these beautiful little prints and things like that.
Yeah.
So
Well, one neat thing that we have here is that Alyson can incorporate her illustrations into all the artwork, which is super neat. And not a lot of people can do that all in-house. You can outsource, and there's a wonderful artist here in Western New York, but she can do all of it, all in one spot.
Yeah.
So that's
We
pretty
can.
neat. I can't draw. I
Nick
can't
does all
even
the
stick
printing.
figure.
So I love when we can incorporate an illustration, a custom drawing into a letterpress invitation, because Nick does all the printing. We do.
Yep.
We have four.
We just got our fourth big 3,000-pound, 100-year-old letterpress.
Oh my gosh.
And we've got a little baby tabletop one here in the shop. Come visit us and we'll show you how it works. It's super cool. But yeah, I've got the big guys. My whole garage is turned into a press shop. So our home office, and unfortunately we haven't used our garage for anything but printing for a couple years now. So someday we'll get a car in there perhaps, but probably not. It is now a press shop fully.
Every time we think we're going to fit like a car in there, we're like, oh, but we can get one more letterpress now. So.
Rust Belt Love stands apart because Alyson can do so much with her own hands. And a lot of our letterpressing is done in-house, which is neat, almost all of it. And we just have we work so hard to keep everything local that we can't do in-house.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of Buffalo people appreciate that. They really do.
Definitely.
Yeah, we work with so many people that are coming to us because they want something beautiful and custom, but they also want to work with someone local.
Yeah.
And any of the items that we can't do in-house, like metallic foils or die cutting, we work with people in other parts of Western New York that do that. So we keep as much of it local as we can.
Tell me about some of your favorite projects that you've done, because I know that you guys have done, obviously we talked about weddings, you guys have done some super cool and creative things for weddings, as well as some big deal projects like Hotel Henry. So I wanted to show everyone the work that you guys have done.
All right, so should we do Hotel Henry first?
Yeah, let's do that first.
When Hotel Henry first opened, they did their Unwrap Henry promotion, it was really awesome to work with them on this. So they wanted something that like popped up and like really like jumped out of the card. So like you would take it out of the envelope like this, and it has the Henry logo, and then when you opened it, like the towers literally like pop up out of the card, and it's hard to show it because it's black on black, but it's actually, if you can see it from here, it's actually like two different stocks of paper, and this is like a concrete texture to it. So even though they're the same colors, they're sort of different textures, and you can kind of see it, like people were setting it up like that.
So cool.
But the card that comes out was letterpressed and edge painted in their yellow.
Love that edge painting.
It got their, you can kind of see it. It got their everyone had like an individual number, and then it sort of explained like what was included. So part of the package was like, it's called Explore Henry, and you got to do different things like around the hotel and around the neighborhood. So that was a really fun one to do.
That was neat too, because we got we had a die cut made, and I actually was able to press the pop-up function like the kids there, so it actually scores and cuts right on the press. So I was pressing all this paper individually. So that was a really neat one, and we really thrive on the custom like this. It's just so fun. We have a cool made-to-order line now, but we started off doing only one-offs, and they were all really interesting. So it's a lot of trial and error in the beginning with all these projects, but
especially
the die cutting is something super neat that we haven't done as much as I'd like to do. I'd like to get more into that, but it is fun.
Die cuts, send us all your die cuts. Yeah. We actually, speaking of die cuts, so we did one last year. This really fun couple, they were getting married at Resurgence Brewery, which it's a really cool vibe there. They didn't want, the real fancy glittery thing, but they did still have like this gold and sort of rustic feel to it. So they did their very beautiful invitation with the metallic digital gold printing with a black wood grain paper behind it. And then as part of their group of friends, every year they have a flip cup tournament. So we had, but only certain people were invited to the flip cup tournament. Like you had to get one of these to be part of, and it says admit one.
That's so
you had to get one of these to be part of the flip cup tournament. So this only went to certain people, and it was just a fun sort of aspect. We always say, like, when someone opens your invitation, we want them to know it's from you without even reading your names. Like, we want them to, oh my gosh, this is so Leanna and Joe. And
I love that.
This made it very much Leanna and Joe. So that was a really fun one.
And that's a big part of the initial meeting, is we don't really want to know everything about your wedding. I mean, Alyson will sit down and she wants to know everything about you, to really get to know you. Yeah. So this is just a part of you. This is not just a piece of paper that arrives in the mail.
And each of our jobs always starts with a meeting. I'd prefer to do it in person, but if it's people out of town, we meet with them via Skype or FaceTime or phone interview, just to sort of get, the feeling of who they are. They're one of our favorites. Recently, this wedding is happening last weekend, theoretically, by the time this goes out. But this was a digital and gold foil mix, and I'm like trying to like
pretty. As the light
so the florals were actually printed digitally, and then we did gold foil over the top of it, and it
originally hand illustrated, though. You'll see all over our shop Alyson's floral illustrations all over the place. It's one of her specialties.
You're so sweet. And then when you open the envelope, it has the liner on the inside, and when the whole thing closes, we enclosed it with a wax seal, which enclose the whole thing. The wax seals, we love the wax seals. Wax seals and die cuts all day.
Fun.
They're your people.
So, and there's very specific ways to sort of mail an envelope that has a
Okay.
wax seal on it. As part of our full line of service, we now offer mailing services where we have special relationships with people at the post office where we will take them and we'll be like, please don't charge my people $1 million.
Yeah.
Because you can go to the post office and they can literally be like, this is going to be parcel, $5 each. Like, everybody makes up their own
Yep.
rules at this point. So we've started offering the ability to take them for people. So full service
amazing.
here.
That's amazing. That's one of the things that sets you guys apart is there are some people that they're just going to make your invitation and then give it to you and say, okay,
The end.
best of luck.
Yep.
Exactly. And then you go to ship it out and you're like, oh, I'm spending 3 times what I thought I would. And you guys were always so transparent to say, if you're going to do this, this might add a little bit to the cost when you're mailing
And
it.
it can amount to several $100 difference.
Exactly.
Big deal.
Mailing
Yeah.
150 of something.
Exactly.
And why not spend that money on something to make it prettier?
Like die cuts.
as opposed to postage.
Definitely.
Or wax seals.
Yeah, right.
Last thing I want to talk about is I know that you guys recently underwent a rebrand. So congratulations. That's exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about it.
So we'd had our logo, it was the same from when we first started, and our business looked very different when we first started. Realized that more of what we were doing now was specialty custom items, you know, with the letterpress and the foils. It really is sort of like a luxury brand type
Yep.
of thing. So we wanted our brand to reflect that, and we started working on it over the summer, and it's a very long process. And
yeah.
we do some of it and then like walk away from it and then come back to it and be like, oh, what was I thinking? And then like change it and then walk away from it and
Very
then post
true.
something on Instagram and be like, what do you guys think? And then change it in January, and we made it in February. So same
Which
thing.
is pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Especially, I mean, and Alyson actually designed the website. I mean, the website was not.
we relaunched the website.
Yeah, so the
which is what
website was relaunched. That took more
most
time
of the
than
time.
anything
Oh,
else.
yeah.
That was the big
Yeah,
killer.
we wanted the whole, like our whole presence to sort of just reflect the level of service that we provide and
Totally.
the more specialty items and, you know, custom work that we do now.
Yep.
So,
That's so exciting.
thank you.
So, if you guys are in the market for, custom stationery, wedding invites, save the dates, cards, anything really when it comes to weddings, but beyond that, custom stationery, if you want a hand-drawn photo of your dog or a special building in Buffalo and you want it framed, these are the people to go to. So you guys have to come check it out. They're located in the Market Arcade in Buffalo. Pop over to Expo, get a bite to eat, walk around. There are some other local businesses located here too. I know there's Buffalo Barkery,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So there are a few other cute little shops in here, so you definitely need to make it a point to come in, say hello to Alyson and Nick, and just check out everything that they've got to offer. And if you guys enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up and share in the comments below if there are any questions you have for wedding stuff, because these people are the experts. So whether it is mailing your invitations or getting invitations designed or working out table seating, all that kind of stuff, they know everything that there is to know about the industry and making this a seamless process. So they're the people to go to. And until next time, I'll see ya.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
Nick's comfortable in everything in his life. Nick, we're sitting really close to you. I think I have bad breath.
Oh no, I probably do, because
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, it probably equals each other out.
My breath smells phenomenal.
Our bad breath is like blocking each
I have
other.
gum though in my bag, literally just in case.